So I ordered an air cleaner, a Laguna air cleaner that does 1200 CFM, which is cubic feet per minute. And I'm getting ready to open this up and I'm going to install it directly above, up in the ceiling over here somewhere in this general vicinity. Got to get it next to an outlet or an outlet. Either way, yep, gonna go up there. There's my Cuts-All banner. Yeah, so gonna open this up here just a few seconds and we'll see what it looks like. 56 pounds net weight, 63 pounds of shipping. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, I had to change position, get myself all set up here. Crack open a little knife and let's get to cutting. We'll see what the unboxing looks like. I meant to do this video quite some time ago and just haven't gotten to it. All right, so looks like it's going to be pretty solid foam, and I want to make it easier for me to get this up. Just going to go ahead and we're going to cut the whole side of the box open. That should make it easier to get that out of there. So I'm going to pick this up and set it up on my table saw. I'm going to adjust the camera. We just took a couple static shots. Just from the styrofoam and the cardboard. A couple little static shocks on my finger. All right. All the way zoomed out. Sure, good enough. Screw it. So we got some instructions. Look at those later. Lots of static going on here. Some things taped in on this side. Just a nut and bolt package and a remote. Got those taped in. Power cord taped in. Let's see what we got here. Got the Laguna remote, right, for on, off, timer, and speed. Because it is variable speed, you don't have to run it solely on 1200. Came with batteries, came with eyelets, came with some feet pads and some screws. As of right now, it did not come with the stuff that I'm glad I bought. I bought some additional chains. I'm going to hang it from the ceiling. And I bought some eyelet screws to hang it to the ceiling, and 2 different style clips for hanging it to the ceiling. So I don't want it to fall down on me, so I got, these are going to be more solid, right? And I will use these for that solid mount, and then you screw them down. And then for ease of hanging it, I got the carabiner clips, and I just got ones that I knew would handle the weight. So when you do this kind of stuff, it's real important that you make sure you can handle the weight that you're getting ready to handle. So this will help hold 175 pounds. This whole unit is not even close to 175 pounds, right? It was only 50, so I'm overdoing it a lot. So each one of those will hold 175, and you want to go at your minimum rate, whatever your smallest thing is. This says it'll hold 880 pounds. The chain will also hold that much, right? So those two things are good. This is going to be my weakest point. At 165 pounds, that's what it'll hold, is 165. Still within my limits on this. Each one of these would hold 165, so 165 times 4, since I'm using 4 of them, I'll be plenty fine. Won't have to worry. Get those out of the way, get the remote out of the way. Take this off. See what's underneath. I don't know if I got top or bottom facing yet. Now it looks like I opened it up upside down. Fine, no big deal. I am going to have to flip this up to get this out. I don't have an extra set of hands right now. Trying to do everything carefully by myself. Let's take it out of the plastic here. Not worried about it getting dirty because I'm in a wood shop and this is going to help clean it up, but let's be realistic. It's a wood shop. It's going to get dusty. And I'm going to set this thing up on the right side of things. And after I get this plastic out of here. And we'll go through some of the features on it. We got a front and a back side. All right. So we'll go through some of these features on it. See what we got in frame here. All right. So in frame, it does have a filter change indicator. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to walk right around with it. That's what we're going to do. All right, so we've got a change filter, clean air gauge. All right, so that should move once the filter's firing on, I think. Some nice rubber handles. I'm going to take these off. That's where the eyelets go. Should be 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the back here, we've got the air louvers and a big motor to move everything. Here's our Supermax air filtration. All of our product and serial number, made in Taiwan. Manual on and off timer. I can set it to half hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hours, low, medium, high speed with the power. 5 amps fuse in the back. And just your power cord there. Let's take a look at the front. This is where all the dust gets collected here, is in the front. And let's see, how do we take that out? I don't think that's just a pull-out thing. Gotta be some kind of way to get it out. Somehow, some way. I'll have to read the instructions on that. I thought it would just be a lift and pull it up over the lip. I don't think that's right. So we'll figure that out, but that's what the front of it looks like. I'll figure that out, but yeah, it's gonna get hung up here somewhere. Somewhere in the mix, probably close to this outlet, so that I can hit that outlet right there and plug it in. So it'll probably be dangling in the area up here. I'll get back with this. All right, so as you can see, I got these 3 started. For anybody that doesn't know, to lock it into place, you just put the nut provided on there, zip it all the way up, and this makes it adjustable to go up and down. And then you start to thread it in. All right, it hits a kind of certain point, and I want all of mine to face that same direction. I just hold it in. I have not tightened down the other four, but I just kind of hold it in place and snug up that bolt. Not looking to get them perfectly aligned, but I just want them all kind of facing the same direction because I think that's where I want it. And like I said, I'm tightening up the bolts just to, or the nuts, sorry, not the bolts, the nuts. Tightening those up just to get them snug, and that'll hold that in position. Turns out I went a little too tight on that, so I'm just going to back that off just a little bit. There we go. And just like that, about 2 minutes, this is ready to hang up. So really quick, really simple installation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chains, all right, and I'm going to get those, because these are lighter. I had all these cut 2-foot lengths. I had all these chains cut at 2-foot lengths. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up there, I'll drill the holes, figure out where I want everything, make sure I get it all in the right spot, and then I'm going to hang the chains first, since these are nice and light, and I won't have to fight holding the air cleaner up there. I'll be able to hook up my eyelets first, then I'll take the chains up, and I'll hang them from the chains, get everything down closer to me, and then I can attach these down here. So that's the point. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, so it turns out I just didn't lift it hard enough, right? So I was right. It's just a lift up and pop out. I just didn't lift it hard enough. So this is the washable filter, right? So you blow your air, or I think you can even wet wash it. I'll double check that, but blow your air on there, clean out all the dust. And then you've got the inner filter. It's a bag style filter. This one goes down to 1 micron, I believe. Right, so those bags fill up and they pocket and they contain all the air. You can kind of see there's little pockets. They got sides on it. Right, so that's what's in there. And then the inside is just a regular old cavity. And it looks like I got some styrofoam on the top and the bottom of that I wasn't expecting. I'm glad I opened that up. I don't know if I was supposed to take it out or not. Suppose it doesn't hurt. But I'm not going to leave it in there because I don't want it to get sucked into anything. I'm just going to go ahead and take those out. Doesn't say anything on the plastic about it. I just won't throw those away just in case I need them. Yep, looks pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Gotta go in through that side first. Looks like putting this back in kind of a pain in the butt a little bit because you gotta not pinch your filter. But overall, not bad. We're gonna go ahead and get the hanging hardware hung, and then we'll wrap back up and we'll show the hanging hardware. All right, guys. So we got it up, we got it hung. It's all installed. Looks nice. I got plenty of head clearance. I can't even barely touch it without getting on my tiptoes. We're not going to talk about all those holes up there in the roof. I don't know what happened to that. Somebody probably should have measured, made sure that the joists were running the right direction before they just started drilling all kinds of holes. And stud finder would probably help if this wasn't a textured ceiling. Yeah, even though I tried to use a stud finder. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. It's probably not the greatest idea, but let's go ahead and take a look at her. All right, so she's way above the floor, no biggie. And we got the clean air filter check is over here. All right, so when you fire it up, that air filter thing starts to move. It's going to start on low. Yeah, so you can see it moves, and then as you increase the speed, so that's on max speed right now. So it's always got some resistance. It definitely sounds like it's moving quite a bit of air. I can feel a draft in here. I go way back here, I can feel a draft. From the front side, obviously you're not going to see too much, but I've got it hung way up high. We'll see how it goes. Laguna tools, if you're watching this, I like tools. You can send me some tools, man. I don't mind. Send me some tools, Laguna. Tell me what you got. I'm just kidding. Or am I? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. If I'm serious if you send them. All right. So anyways, guys, we'll do a little review on it. It was hung. It was pretty easy to hang. I think it took me maybe 30 minutes to hang it. It took me longer to adjust the chains to the height that I wanted. Little trick. Once you get 2 eyelets on the same beam, you can use a large square, contractor square, right angle square, whatever you want to call it. Can't think of the name the right way right now, but if you put the long edge against your 2 eye bolts, from this corner to this corner is 16 inches. Most of your studs are 16 on center. That'll give you a pretty good lineup at the next stud and make sure that you're pretty square to whatever you're trying to mount. So that way it's not twisted and turned and all kinds of weird and funky. So that's just a quick way to have to do it if you don't want to have to measure a whole bunch of areas. That's a quick way for that. But yeah, we'll check it out. We'll run this. I did strategically place it with the suction moving that way because my table saw is right there, almost directly under it. My lathe is right here, right now in front of me, and my miter saw is behind me. So most of the work that I'm going to do is going to pull the air that way, right? So move it that way. That's what we're going to try for. And then my carving station is just down to the left, covered with a whole bunch of stuff, and incomplete. I have not completed my carving station because I have not wired in my dust collector. I need to run 220 line, and I haven't done that yet. But it runs relatively quiet, less quiet or less noisy than a shop vac, so I'm happy with that. And the filter and everything, it all seems to come in and out pretty easy. I will have to get on a ladder to change that filter, but not a big deal. I shouldn't have to change it too often. So, yep, that's it. About 30 minutes or so on the install. Came packaged nice, came good in the box. Nothing really to assemble other than putting the eye bolts in the top. If you wanted to use it as a desktop unit, you could use these little plastic or rubber feet they gave you, foam feet or squishy feet with a adhesive back. You could use those and put it right on the bottom and set it down on whatever surface you wanted to set it down on. I chose to hang mine because I have plenty of ceiling height and I'm not utilizing any tools on the ceiling. So first tool on the ceiling is the Laguna air cleaner. So everybody, thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Laguna Clean Air. We'll see how she keeps her clean.